Now, on our holiday break, Christmas break, we took off Tuesday through Friday last week. Went up to Idaho with Suze and the kids and tried my best to tap out. Was in the midst of Zooms the Tuesday of last week with the Chargers and the Texans in advance of the Saturday game that I called. Peeked in a little bit on the Christmas day and night triple header. Tried to tap out, and definitely didn't want to, record anything on my phone and just step away from the fam and send things out, with the exception of one moment. But then I figured I'll just save it for Monday. And here's that time on Monday.
Here we are.
Kyle Whittingham is the new head coach of the University of Michigan football team.
Hey.
A lot of folks were wondering, what do you think, Rich?
I asked you that this morning.
You did. And what did I say to you?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned is what I said.
Which was kind of rude.
That
Why was that rude?
I'm just saying. I'm talking to you.
I want your unvarnished reaction when I say it into the microphone.
Okay.
Now, I said back in our New York week, when the whole free world learned what Sherrone Moore was doing up to, allegedly, reportedly, and now as he's been accused of doing criminally in the state of Michigan and alleged to have done criminally in the state of Michigan, my first blush reaction was embarrassment, anger, all over the whole map. And once that day was done, the next day went on the air and said, I want the next Dusty May. I want the next young guy building up a program from somewhere, goes to Michigan with new tools and new finances, new school, new conference, and showing what he can do with that new platform and replicate what he did at a smaller spot and go and be the coach for a very long time. And it looked like Michigan was thinking the same thing. Again, I haven't spoken to anybody in the athletic department. Kind of been tapping out of that too. When they apparently twitched in the direction significantly of Kenny Dillingham in Arizona State, and he stayed put because that's his alma mater, that's his town. He was talking about how he's got his family around him, and he stayed put. And that really gutted me because I thought like that could be the guy. Don't know if he was going to be the guy, if he could be the guy at Michigan that he has been successfully at Arizona State. But it was also, difficult for me to swallow to say, hey, I think my situation in Arizona State's better than going to Michigan, even though he was respectful enough and saying that's going to be a great job for someone else. And even though I had to sit there and go, you know what, it might have been a personal thing with his family and this, that, the other thing. But at the end of the day, he said no to Michigan.
Were you like Michael Jordan holding the iPad and you took that personally?
I did take it personally, but I also have to sit there and realize that the mess that has been created is one that I have to own. You know what I mean? And part of the reason why you may say no to Michigan is because what a holy heck of a mess it is there. Left by the reason why they're looking for a new coach. And I'm like, I don't know who the answer is going to be. Now, when Kyle Whittingham said he was retiring from football at Utah, I did post on Threads, wait a minute, like Kyle Whittingham just left Utah?
But he said he was leaving the program. Not that he was.
Well, I mean, maybe he was leaving the program in the same way Bruce Arians was leaving the Pittsburgh Steelers, who then said he's retiring.
Right.
Right? And I'm like, huh. Now, the responses I was getting from a bunch of people who are closely associated was that he's 66. And
doesn't look it.
No, I know that, but in terms of age, 66, and you want to get somebody younger who's going to be there for a long time, right, or who could go and look a kid, who's 18 in the eye and say, I'll be here for a long time, or be able to relate to a kid in his late teens
Yeah, that's
and what have you. But at the end of the day, what Michigan needs and needed is an adult in the room who has to think OnlyFans is about the fans in the stands being honored
come on, man.
only with a winning football team and program, and needs to be explained to what OnlyFans really is.
You see, Kyle, it's a site.
Somebody who on Instagram posts only once 10 years ago. And when you check the Instagram followers, the women are his wife and his daughter.
Okay.
Not to be too flippant about it.
So no one with an X at the end of the name.
But at the end of the day, you need to get somebody who is about football, is a bona fide football coach, and who has, regardless of his age, won 177 games at a significantly stout program like the University of Utah. And I know there's a lot of Big Ten fans who are like, that is not the Big Ten. And look what happened when he took on Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. Jackson Smith and Jigba, I think, just got his 9,000th yard in that game. I hear you. But Michigan needed a man like this guy. I wanted a Dusty May, and I wound up with John Beilein, I think. And I'll take that. This is what Kyle Whittingham had to say at his introductory press conference on Sunday morning, asked about joining a program that is still having an investigation above the football program about what the hell happened with the football program hit it.
Kyle, did you have any apprehension taking this job with an interim university president and a department that's currently with an investigation?
No, I don't think so. It's not that I don't think so. The answer is no. I didn't have any hesitation. There's some issues, missteps that are being taken care of, but the key is the players. The players are solid. The players here are rock solid. None of those issues, none of those things that we're dealing with involve the players. And to their credit, they just kept grinding and kept after it, and so impressed with that because there was a lot of distractions and a lot of adversity, I guess you can say. But I got no doubt that everything's going to be handled properly. We'll see. I'm not close enough to the, or knowledgeable enough and privy enough to exactly what's going on in the details. But I've got full confidence that we'll come out of this just fine.
Okay, I'm with you, Coach. I'm there. Let's come out of this just fine. Let's do it. I'm with you. I'm all in. When I heard he was possibly available and then, I guess he's retiring. No, wait a minute, he's not retiring. I'm all in. I was thinking he was the guy from the start.
Yeah.
Until I was told, wait a minute, he's 66. And after the end of the day, screw it. Need an adult in the room coaching football players who can look them in the eye and say, trust me, and they can trust him because they know he's trustworthy. The same thing with the other coaches there, and the same thing with the Board of Regents, and whoever the new president's going to be, and whoever the hell else is involved with Michigan can look at this guy and say, okay. And hopefully the other people who can look at him and say, okay, are the young kids who I don't want to go into the portal on January 2nd. That's the other thing. Michigan did not have the benefit of having to see if Kalen DeBoer really wants to do it by knocking on his door on January 2nd if Kurt Cignetti does, in fact, show him the door in Pasadena on Wednesday, or Thursday, pardon me. And they don't have the benefit. Portal's Friday. And you don't have the benefit of wait to see if there's an NFL coach who wants to come because that hiring process now goes deep into January or February in the NFL. You don't have the benefit. Kyle Whittingham sitting right there saying, I'll do it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And in terms of the portal, obviously there's Bryce Underwood, their quarterback who was going to LSU and then said, no, I'll go to Michigan.
Right.
And, there's Lane Kiffin probably parked at the end of his driveway.
Yeah.
Like he He probably won't get a John Cusack Say Anything reference, but with his boombox saying, come here.
Why not?
And then I saw this photograph from Orlando, Florida, where Michigan's taking on Texas this week. And there he is. There's Bryce with Arch Manning riding the Freedom Flyer together there in Orlando.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So there we go. Bryce is having fun with Arch.
Let's go.
Bryce apparently chit-chatted already with Coach Whittingham.
I would hope.
Let's go. And the other benefit of this, too, that I can't believe I'm saying, is who showed up in Utah and kept Whittingham on his staff back in the, let me get this correct when he was there, because it's been many, many a moon, 2003.
I know who you're going to say.
Yeah, me too.
His name's Urban Meyer.
Correct.
Who I thought you should look into.
Well, that would never happen on either
just
side.
completely
But
dismissed me.
no. Again, somebody's got to be able to pass the vetting process, sir.
Come on.
Uh-huh. And Whittingham and Urban, apparently like this. Urban has been talking up this hire. And so Whittingham, being him and who he is, I got this from our Tuesday guest, Albert Breer, in a text chain. I'm with him and money manager of the Stars, Don Weir, two Ohio State insane individuals. I don't know who this guy is, but they sent me a tweet from him. I guess let me get this right. He writes for something called Buck Nuts or something. He's a big Buckeye guy, Dave Biddle. Hey, Dave, what's up? Kyle Whittingham is pissing me off. He's far too likable to be Michigan's head coach.
I mean, that's always a good sign, right?
Editor of Buck Nuts.
Fuck nuts.
Apparently he doesn't follow me. That's odd. Hey, check the boxes, man. Check the boxes. Check it. And you Michigan fans out there that are, he might be too old, or, well, the University of Utah is one thing. Is he going to be able to do this, that, the other thing at the University of Michigan? Why not? Why not? And let's see how it all obviously works in a playing season. But one thing's for sure, if they were 9-3 with the current young roster, with all the stuff going on that apparently still needs to be looked into, even though it was apparently one of the craziest open secrets around Ann Arbor. If they were able to do that, and here comes a guy with this resume and this this type of humans walking in the door, let's go. And let's go blue. That's what I'm thinking.
I think you should be feeling all those.
So to answer my question from earlier,
How does that sound?
you're happy with it.
Very,
Okay. You could have just told me that earlier. And
very
Yeah.
happy with it. Very happy with it. 177 wins? He's running a program. He knows what he's doing, man. And
Stability.
I'm hearing he's going to retain some of the staff, which he should. There's some very talented people, not just on the staff, but in that athletic department, all over the football program, outside of what you're reading about. It's an excellent group of people that just want to win without all the other nonsense. And here's a no-nonsense guy coming in. Let's go.
Bingo.
Blue.
Yeah, that was my first thought. Adult in the room, and you said it too. Just got to get this thing back on the rails.
Oh, God. Boy, do they ever. We ever. I never left.
We are.
Well, that's the other one, too. Is again, that's the other point. Matt Campbell gets hired. Everybody got hired.
Right.
This happened right after the hiring cycle was finished. And all the other people who stayed put got all of their money to stay put. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.